Good morning, guys, and welcome to another Bloudam and Extreme Fishing episode where we bring you up-to-date news of what's going on in Garden Route and a little bit of South Africa as well. And I've got Johan Barnard here, and he's in a very, I don't know what mood you can call it, but he's in a very good mood this morning. So yeah, if you are new to the channel, go and check out the other episodes where we do a little bit of a tackle talk, sometimes a little bit of bait presentation, and we talk about the species, what's happening at the moment, what species to target. We give you a little bit of info on what tackle to use, new tackle that's on the market, specials that we're running. We are once again here in Extreme Fishing. And I decided to dub it your one-stop tackle shop, where there's always the only things that constant in the shop is change. So if you came in last week, it will probably be different. Last week we had braids up here, and this week we've got reels up here. So yeah, Johan decided that people want to feel the reel when they come in. They don't just want to see it, they want to feel the reel. So
the soul of the reel.
So he opened up the cupboards a little bit so that you can actually touch all his reels. So now come and play with his reels. When you come in, you can take it in your hand, you can feel it and play a little bit with it. So but yeah, we once again we've got, if you don't know where the shop is, it's right next to Romans down in York Street in George. And then while you are here, you can get while they're putting your braid on for you on your brand new Zaragoza. Come and buy Zaragoza for you.
Yeah, we've got very nice prices.
Yeah, he's got very nice prices on the Zaragozas. And then while they put on some braid for you, Sugarbird Coffee right next door here at New York. And you can get yourself a lekker coffee. Okay, so let's start the episode, Johan. Absolutely, what a week of fishing.
Yes,
I must say, with the flat seas, we predicted it last week. We said that it should be a good week of fishing. It is KOBTOBER, so and the fishing was actually on fire in all fronts. The bronzies started showing up. There was a couple of reports of the guys catching bronzies
and other young sharks as well.
And other young sharks, a couple of hammerheads, and there's definitely the season's definitely changed.
Some flop-flops as well.
Yes, there was duckbills. There was a couple of nice duckbills that was caught.
Black Baileys.
Black stingrays. There was a couple of really nice black stingrays that was caught. Gion was also on with one for a couple of hours and eventually lost it 50 meters from shore. He lost that one. So yeah, the fishing was really good. KOBTOBER in full swing, a nice couple of cobs coming out. So, and then yes, we mentioned that the guys must send us release videos of the cob, and I did receive a couple of the release videos. Tauti managed to catch. We talk about that cob that Tauti caught last week. Go check out his video again, and he also put that fish back. So there's a really nice shift in the guys putting the fish back.
Release, yeah.
Yes, in the releases. A couple of very nice crackers that came out. And then the water started cleaning up towards the end. Over the weekend, the water started clearing up, and then it was hard work. The guys were struggling.
Yeah.
I just spoke to a couple of guys. I spoke to Dirk as well. He was in the Vleesbaai area. Said the sea was so flat and the sea was so clean that it was difficult fishing, hard fishing. But in good news, the guys that we could go out actually spearfishing again for the first time in a long time. The sea was flat enough, and then also the sea was clean enough for us to go spearfishing. So it was really nice to see when we were under the water, really nice to see some quality galjoen. Didn't see any crackers. We were really hunting for crackers, but didn't see any big crackers. Of course, saw a couple of smaller ones. But yeah, we shot look out for that episode probably coming out in a week or so. We shot a couple of really nice gallies. Biggest one was 48 centimeters, but all quality fish that we shot. It was really nice fish that we shot. Galjoen season close tomorrow. Tomorrow galjoen season closes, last day for galjoen fishing. So is it tomorrow closed?
Yeah, it closes on the 15th.
Does it close on the 15th? So you can still fish for galjoen tomorrow. That's the question I wanted to ask.
If we can attack it like that, I think that night 12 o'clock.
Yeah, so but is it from the close season is from the 15th to the when is it open again?
February.
So closed last day today for galjoen fishing because it's closed from the 15th, so 12 o'clock tonight it closes.
Yes.
Okay, Johan, you are allowed to target them, you're just not allowed to keep them?
No, it's safe to say to rather not target or
No, obviously.
Yeah.
But if there's a bycatch, If you're throwing a red crab for a cracker.
Remove it from the hook and just release it. It's all.
Okay. So you can't help if there's a bycatch.
No, there's nothing you can do on anything you catch that is not allowed to be caught. There's nothing, unless it's like for instance, you take great whites. They say if you actually know that you've got one on, you have to cut your line.
Have to cut your line.
That's actually stupid for me.
But then the fish is swimming with 100 meters of line. If you see it in the surf and you see, that is a little bit. Try and break off then, and it will break off a little bit closer. Then cut your line.
Yeah.
Okay. Then also closed season shad is also closed now.
Yeah.
The red steenbras is also closed now for the month of October and November. Those two fish are closed.
Yeah.
So they're getting a little bit of breathing space.
The bite is nicely on now.
The shad is actually heavy on the bite at the moment.
Yeah, it's because you get the bigger ones.
It's the bigger ones, and they close it because it's their spawning time.
Yes.
So it's actually nice to protect our fish species. I know that some of the anglers are a little bit frustrated when they do close the season, but it is for you so that you can actually catch those fish because this is their spawning time.
Yes.
And we can really see that with the mussel crackers as well when we're spearfishing. This is the only time of the year that we actually see them in big shoals. You don't get those 1 or 2 crackers, you get them in 20, 30 crackers in a shoal.
Oh, nice.
So it is their spawning season. But guys, responsible fishing. It stays responsible fishing. There's been estuary fishing. The guys have been smashing the grunters in the estuary at this moment. And if you do this and you catch 50, 60 grunters, all the anglers catch 50, 60 grunters in the smaller estuaries, because we've got a lot of smaller estuaries here. You've got your Grootbrak, Kleinbrak, Garoets, Sedgefield. The mouths aren't always open. So if you start taking out those fish out of the estuary, they're not coming back. That's going to be the fish for the season. Unless we have massive floods or massive seas again, that those fish can come into the estuaries. That's it for the estuary. So guys, fish responsibly. We all want to catch fish and we all want to take our youngsters fishing. So to do, it's no problem taking 1 or 2, but I've seen a couple of photos where there's 7, 8 grunters lying there and it's unnecessary. Yes, it's all fine and good. You're going to catch 7, 8, 9, 10 grunters at the moment, but what happens in February and March when you still want to catch grunter? It's still grunter season by that time. It's still summer month, and then there's no grunters left.
Yeah.
So guys, please, I can't put enough emphasis on that. Fish responsibly. Put the younger fish back. Keep 1 or 2 for the pan, but don't overdo it. Otherwise, it's not worth it. You're gonna spoil your own fishing. At the end of the day, that's what's gonna happen.
What mostly happens is, I've spoken to a few guys, and they know it. The fish goes bad in the freezer.
It does. You can't eat 7 grunters in one day.
No.
So keep 1 or 2, eat them. If you want fresh fish, go out, go and catch them again. Try and see if you can catch them again.
And then there's that other bad thing: people selling it.
Oh, that's a massive thing.
It's a hard point to bring up, and I know there's a lot of guys that's gonna go, yeah, but it's actually sad that the guys are trying to make money out of it.
And I promise you don't make money out of it. The amount of money you spend on fishing, you will never get that back in value. It's the experience, it's the journey, it's the collecting bait, it's the thrill of the hunt.
Yeah.
It must never be a thing for money. If you start fishing to get money back from it, you might cover your petrol and you might cover a little bit of your cost, but you will never earn money from fishing in this area.
No.
That days are gone. The guys caught 30, 40 galjoen on a day and they sold it. It's gone. You don't get that anymore. So please guys, let's fish responsibly. And if you are one of the guys that's selling your fish, stop doing that. There's a couple of guys that's actually started to report to Cape Nature. That's reporting the guys that is catching out of season and catching over the bag limit.
Yeah, it's good.
It's actually a very good trend that's happening at the moment. Is the tagging, the putting back of the fish, catch and release.
And then there's other sore point, but it's not on our local fishermen. It's more guys coming from outside of the country, and that is netting.
Oh geez, yeah. Even estuary netting.
Yeah, that's big.
We've seen it a lot in the smaller estuaries where they put those gill nets up
Yeah.
And then that just hurts the estuary, the system. It really hurts the system. In the estuaries. Like I said, we've got small estuaries. That's very healthy estuaries. We get Garrick, we get Cobb, we get Grunter, we get Steenies. We've got very good estuaries. Especially with the rain that we've had, the mouths have been open, the fish did come in. I do not want to say where those grunters were caught, because as soon as you mention that a small estuary is producing a couple of fish, we've seen it with Goudits when those 1 or 2 cobs came out. The next time, 20 boats on that estuary. The next weekend, 20 boats on that estuary.
Yeah, and the sad thing is, just to clarify this, is it's not everybody. You know, it's 1 or 2 guys. And I know today or tomorrow or in the week I'm gonna get somebody in the shop says, how can you say this and this about our fishermen? It's not everybody in the community that does that. You know, it's just 1 or 2 people that is spoiling it for a bunch of people.
Yeah, and there is really, I must say, if I take the fishermen in general, there is really a shift to conservation. I must say the mindset has really shifted into releasing the fish, tagging the fish, and fishing more responsible.
Yeah, so there's a few guys that are actually my mouth hang open when they release the fish. It's guys I know that I don't mind if a guy takes a fish. It's not a bad thing. But you know, you had those guys that went fishing for fishing because he's got this mindset as well as I don't catch as many fish through the year, so I have to catch my fish that I want for the year now. I mean, if you take me for instance, I think I haven't caught a fish in 2 years.
But that's not due to a lack of trying, Johan.
No, that is a lack of trying to go and fish. It's because when I get the opportunity, I must go away to places where it's not safe to fish.
Yeah, guys, I don't know. I'm gonna get a lot of slack for spearfishing. But we do it responsibly. I just told when we came into the shop this morning, we've shot 4 gullies over the weekend. We were 4 guys on the boat. We each shot 1 gully for the boat, and it wasn't monster fish, it wasn't small fish, it was that mid-range fish, 45 to 48 centimeter fish, and we each got 1 gully.
Yeah, and as you said, you actually stopped the guys and said, okay, we've got our gullies now, let's move on to the next fish.
I said when we each got a gully, I said to the guys on the boat, that's it for galjoen. And the spots that we dive, the spots where the fisherman can't get, and your deep sea fishermen also don't target galjoen. So it's a very healthy reef that we shot the galjoen on, and we didn't shoot all 4 galjoen on one reef.
You probably got a video of it.
I do,
so that people can actually see the amount of gullies swimming there that you could have shot.
Yeah, so on the spot that I shot my gully, I had a pick of about, I'd say 7 to 9 gullies that I could shoot. There was a couple that came in and they went out, and I still waited, and there was a couple more, and that's something that we call it count your shots when we're spearfishing. If you start spearfishing, if you start shooting fish, the fish on the reef will scatter. So what we normally do is we take about 4 or 5 guys, check out the reef and see what comes in. If there's no bigger fish that comes in, we'll take 1 or 2 fish off that reef. But we want to try and keep that reef as healthy as possible. If we get on a day where there's abundance of fish on that reef, we will still not take 10 fish off that reef. We'll take 1 or 2, we'll move to a different reef. And see what's going on there. It's really important for me as a spearer that I don't hurt that reef by taking 10 fish off that reef. So we do it responsibly. I must say, and the guys on the boat were all, Evan and Piet and Moya, they were very responsible in the fish that they took. We got 10 quality fish, Romans, couple of very nice Romans, 48, 49 centimeter Romans, so that's decent Romans that we got, and it was really enjoyable day. It was a nice day out, but yeah, so that covers last week fishing, and the conditions really looked good last week, and we called it on Monday that the conditions are gonna look good. I didn't see any reports of the guys on the paddle tails actually. Did you hear of anything?
But you know, the guys of paddle tails, we're gonna hear about it in 2 weeks time from now.
They keep it quiet.
They keep it very quiet. I've spoken to a few of them. We don't want to know the spots or the how always. We just want to know that they.
Is it working?
Yeah, it's working at the moment. But if I look into the shop and I see how many guys came in, now it started to pick up. I think maybe in a month or 2 we'll actually have a few guys that is actually excited that they got their fish on a paddle tail. So.
Yeah, so it's different hunting game. But I know that the night fishing has produced a little bit better cob.
Yeah.
And everything.
And that we don't do paddle tails so much at night. Even though there is paddle tails for night fishing.
It's like a dog paddle tails.
Yeah. They don't do it as much here, I think, as in Natal, where it's more successful.
And the cob that was caught more on live bait.
Yeah.
The guys definitely did better with the live mullets.
Oh, that's that one odd one that came out at Gam Tours on the prawn.
Oh yeah, that was that.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's a nice fish.
Yes, very nice
Went
fish.
for Granta, got a cob.
Yeah, on a 1-0.
Yeah.
On a 1-0, yeah, that was a flippin' nice cob that came out there. Okay, guys, there's a couple of very exciting fishing comps coming up. We've got the Cob Derby, the all-night Cob Derby. We've been talking about that for a while now.
It is actually called the Fishing Derby Day.
The Fishing Derby.
So it's not
they changed it to okay, it used to be the Cob Derby.
Yeah, because everybody went for cob, but then cob went down a bit, and they took the biggest edible fish.
Okay.
So today we're gonna show for the derby is one of the prizes we got from the guys from Fishman. It's the Hearty Rice.
So let's talk a little bit about the Hearty Rice first, the brand itself, before we get to the rod. Fishman. Not a lot of people know Fishman because you're always more familiar with your Iron River that everybody has put in Berkeley, and then you've got your Sensation, your Kuma, and all the BKK and everything that falls under. But Fishman is actually, when I was at trade show, I was amazed at the quality and the variety of things they actually stock. So just talk a little bit first about Fishman before we get to the rod. What type of stuff do they stock?
They're mostly rods.
Okay.
And then they've got a big range in lures, jigging lures, and river for the estuaries and stuff.
And one thing that I really want to try is that Fishman, that pink leader.
Yes. I spoke to my dad over the weekend, and we had friends that was in Gabon.
Yeah.
Yes, they said that stuff is crazy strong.
So we've spoke about it. It's the leader. It's very expensive, but it's that leader, the pink one.
Yeah.
That we spoke about. They put the pink, pigment in the line. In the leader line, because red is your first color that disappears under the water.
Yeah, it actually turns black.
Yeah.
As deeper it goes, it turns to a darker black color. Yeah.
So I actually want to do a little bit of a test and put one of those leaders in, and then I want to put one of the other leaders in. Thank you, Kobe. Kobe bought it. Here's that Fishman, the Fishman leader, and I don't know if your camera's gonna pick that up, but it's pink.
And I'll tell you one thing.
It's a very light pink. It's not like a dark pink. It's just an off-white pink almost.
Yeah. And I must say, thing is that is fluoro.
Yeah.
You get different types of fluoro lines on the market. So you get ones that are shock leaders. It's more supple,
a little bit softer.
Yes, but I don't prefer that. I don't like that one for fishing because you cannot take it. I always try and imagine what something is going to do underwater. So if something is supple like that, and your bait is lying on the bottom now, and a fish comes, a fish doesn't, how can I say, doesn't have feet to walk onto the ground and check that. It actually swims.
Yeah.
So as it swims, it actually pushes water towards that bait. Now what happens sometimes to this bait is you want movement, but with carbon stuff, not so much. You want little movement because he's actually checking out your bait. He wants to come and attack it. Now he comes for the attack, and that bait is going and doing this.
Because it's too soft.
Yeah.
It's too much.
It doesn't always happen. So you will still catch your fish on that supple, but on certain times you'll actually be more successful on a real fluoro that is a harder line, keeping your bait down at the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something about fluoro, Johan, as well. I did. When we started, I almost used the Maxima Green because when Umbeni was still in the shop, that was the one to go for, Maxima Ultra Green.
That is still the best.
But then when fluoro started becoming a thing, there was a lot of talk, but because say for instance you're grunter fishing now, and you're fishing without a sinker, you're just fishing. Then there's a fluoro that floats a little bit more, that's a little bit more, and then there's one that sinks a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then now you're mentioning that you get harder fluoro.
I think the real fluoro, the fluorocarbon you get, this is the one that sinks.
Okay.
It's a heavy line.
Yeah. So there's I would also almost say horses for courses.
Yeah.
So it's not just that you go into a tackle shop and you buy fluoro.
And you're gonna start catching fish.
You must actually still know what type of fluoro you're buying for the specific type of fishing that you're going to be doing. Because if you want your bait down on the bottom and you're buying one that's a little bit more floaty, then it's not going to. And if you want something that floats a little bit more, but you have a heavy fluoro that sinks to the bottom, it's also not going to work for you.
No.
So and then, like you said, now you get a softer one and a harder one.
Yeah, it's the same as when you fish with lures in the estuaries. Guys that work with top waters, they put the wrong fluoro on, and it wants to sink, so it pushes the nose of the lure also a bit down.
See, that's why I say it gets very technical.
Yeah, it's very technical. And then the other thing as well is, it's not to say fluoro is going to work always. Fluoro is there for clear waters, so it can disappear. If you go in dirty water and throw fluoro and think the fish is now biting because of your fluoro, the fish never saw any line that you're going to cast in that dirty water.
No.
So yeah, it's an expensive line. It's not always needed, but when the water is clear, it can make
a difference. I've heard stories about specifically this pink one, of guys catching on the deep sea in clean water, fishing for cob, and there was only one guy on the boat that had the pink line, and he was smashing the fish, and they were all using the same bait.
Yeah.
So, and I remember when we fished tuna in Cape Town, these guys, that's the only line they use.
Yeah,
is the pink one.
I always have.
That's the only one they use, and they say when those tunas are really picky on the day, they, with those big eyes of these, they can spot the line.
Yeah, and it's a strong line. It's a very don't know what the English word for that is. They can't chew through it so easily as other lines.
And that's the thing for fluoro.
Yeah, that
is the thing about fluoro. It's a little bit sturdier.
There you go.
Okay, so let's talk about that's Fishman. So one of their brands that they do is the Hearty Rise rods.
Yeah, that's the first one.
It's not a well-known brand. Let's call it that.
Yeah,
it's becoming a household name, but it's not like your Assassins.
Just to clear it, in certain areas of this country, like for instance, I think it's Namibia and Cape Town, they are quite well known. I know the guys in Namibia love the Hearty Rise rods. I've had a few friends here fish with them, and it's not to badmouth the other rod because everybody's favorite rod is the best rod.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a quality rod. It's not everybody's flavor. It's super colorful. I like the colors. I mean, every weight and so on's got a different color.
Okay.
So when you're at the houses, and this is actually what they try to do. So when you're home and you want to go fishing, you're gonna grab your purple one. It's your 5 to 7. You're gonna grab your Persian blue one. It's for 4 to 6, 15,
that's nice.
15 foot. Yeah. And then another interesting thing about this rods of theirs is it's a glow-in-the-dark sticker that's on here.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, this thing glows quite cool. So your sticker in front, your Hearty Rise, that, and then the sticker at the back.
Yeah, that's
it all
very nice.
glows in the dark. Yeah, it's something different.
It's the details. It's all in the
small
small details. Johan, I've fished with the Hearty Rise. Which one have I got? The Tunashi.
Yeah, you've got the Tunashi. It's the bit cheaper models. Usually comes in here at 339 rand.
Well, we caught some, me and Evie caught some really nice galjoen during the season on those rods. It is a really nice rod. I must say, very comfortable, affordable, and yeah, I really enjoyed fishing with that one. It is a really nice rod.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't have any problems with that one. But this is one of the prizes. Which one have you got here? Yeah,
this is actually the one that's going to be in for the competition. It's the 14 foot 6, 5 to 7 ounce. So
5 to 7, a little bit heavier.
It's a little bit heavier, but remember, we always have a bit of live bait that we want to pass out for that cob. And this is
this is not a galjoen rod.
No,
this is a cob rod.
This is your cob rod.
Cob rod and maybe smaller sharks.
Yeah, as we always know, as we cast with that beautiful mullet, we just struggled 2 hours to get. And you cast that thing out. What's the first thing that's going to pick you up? A rag is going to pick you up. A bronze is maybe going to pick you up. A hammerhead will pick you up. So this rod will be able
on a 5
handle-
to 7 you will be able to handle that.
It will handle anything you cast into the ocean. And then, an interesting thing I think for this month, you will be able to buy this rod at a super nice price for 4,999.
Normal price?
Normal price for these go about, I'm going to be wrong now, I forgot the price actually. It's about 8,000 rand.
Really? So
Yeah.
it's a big discount.
It's a massive, it's like less 30% on the normal price.
So it's a big discount.
Please guys, don't go do the maths. I know my maths are sometimes bad, but please. I know we're putting it on a super nice price for the month.
4,999.
So it's not just this model. There's a few other models that is also available: a 6 to 8, 7 to 9, 4 to 6. I think I said that. Then there's 3 to 5, but we don't have the 3 to 5 in stock at the moment.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'm going to ask you a difficult question now. If you want to compare this rod
Yes.
to other rods, if you're looking at your Euphoria, if you're looking at your Marianas, if you're looking at your Assassins, which rod can you compare this?
This rod is supposed to run in the same line as your Marianas, as your previous Zeros from Horizon.
Okay.
Yeah. So they've got other models, the Sakana, that is actually running in the.
So this is run about in that range. The quality of the rod.
It is in a quality range. It's Fuji Fast Lights.
Okay.
That's on the rod. Fuji Real Seat. So there's a lot of custom.
Yeah, it's a really nice rod. I must say, I enjoy the Hot Rise rods. I'm definitely gonna get a couple more to test out. So yeah,
if you have been looking to buy one, now is the time. 4,999 a rod.
And then Johan, looking at we spoke about this is one of the prizes in the comp. Closer to the date, we'll give you all the details. There's also another very nice fishing comp that's coming up the 9th of November, and this is aimed at the youngsters. It is a local primary school here in George South Primary School, and they are doing a fishing comp. But the biggest prizes, normally the bigger prizes are for the seniors, and then you throw in a couple of prizes for the ladies and the juniors just to get involved. We've switched this one around. And Bloudam's going to be involved, Extreme Fishing is going to be involved with that, with the organizing of that and the prizes and everything of that. We've switched it around. The biggest prizes actually is, I don't want to say grade 1 to grade 7. It's for youngsters up to 13 years old.
Oh, nice.
Because even if you're 4 or 5 years old, we want to get the youngsters involved. We want to get the dads and moms involved with the youngsters.
Yeah.
So even if dad hooks the fish, we want the youngster to land the fish and he can claim the prize for that. So we want to get the youngsters involved in fishing. So the big prizes, so if you're watching this and you are a youngster, the biggest prizes will go to up to 13 years old. That's going to be the big prizes. From 14 to 18 years old, there will be a couple of nice prizes, and then for the adults, they have enough fishing comps. They can fish. So there will be some smaller prizes for them. But the big prize is definitely going to the youngsters. We want to get the dads on the beach with the youngsters. We want them to teach them how to bait up. We want them. So you can enter either with me. I'll put up my number here. Or you can go to George House and go and enter there at the school. And then also your invoice, your number. That will be your number for the fishing comp. And that gives you 5% discount to come and get your tackle and your bait and everything that you need for the day. That will get you 5% discount. If you show that you've bought a ticket for the competition, that will give you 5% discount in the store.
Yeah, we've got everything you need. It's not needed to be expensive.
No, and even if you want to start up, there's a lot of combos that the dads can come and buy, affordable quality combos. I see so many combos nowadays, 11, 12 foot combos, rod, reel, line, everything ready on it. That's affordable for youngsters that wants to start, because I think there's going to be a lot of dads that's always been thinking of getting into the game. Come and buy your son a fishing rod, get him into the fishing comp. Maybe the bug bites him. And maybe the dad starts fishing then as well. We've seen it a couple of times where the youngsters actually starts fishing, and then the dad takes it over, and then the dad becomes a fisherman and not the youngsters. So guys, amazing fishing comp coming up. All about the youngsters. We're trying to get the youngsters involved. It's going to be open to boat fishing, estuary fishing, and it's going to be an edible one. We want to target the edible fish. That's going to be a really fun thing. Afterwards, we're going to have a nice bring and braai there at George South, where the prize giving is also going to take place. It's going to be a normal rules where you have to release the fish, measure the fish, release the fish, send in a photo. But once you have bought your ticket, you will go onto the WhatsApp group, and all the details will be on the WhatsApp group, like a normal fishing comp. So yeah, guys, exciting this week. I think it's going to be a little bit tougher this week. I see that the sea's picking up again.
Weather's up and down.
Weather's up and down. Barometric air pressure's up and down. So I think it's going to be a little bit tougher fishing this week. It looks like it's going down a little bit. Over the weekend, it looks like it's going down a little bit. But during the week, it's going to be a tough week of fishing. I would say go and scratch for galjoen with the seas picking up, but the galjoen season is closed, so there's no use in going scratching for galjoen.
You can still go for blacktails.
Maybe go and scratch for crackers. The crackers are definitely a target species for this week, and then obviously the cob. Try and target your cob. When you're fishing estuaries, remember, fish them responsibly. Don't take out all the fishing stocks. It's a long summer season before those fish start coming in again. If you take all of the fish now, you're not going to have anything to fish for coming December, January, February. Johan, I think that's a good info for this week.
Yes.
So thank you guys for joining us. One last thing, there is a raffle going on. I'll play the video now. When the video is finished, there's a raffle that we still got on, a couple of amazing rods, and all that money goes to making more videos, guys. It's not that I'm making a profit. Some of the people think that I take that money for profit. The money that goes into that, it all goes into making new episodes, the petrol money and everything for the boat. So yeah, please go and support the raffle. If you want to support Bloudam, go and buy a raffle ticket. If you want to support Extreme Fishing, come into the shop and buy anything. You'll make money off you. Okay guys, thank you guys for watching. See you in the next episode. Hi there guys, it's raffle time again, and we've got 3 amazing prizes this time. So the first prize, we're going to go give away a hoodie, a Bloudam hoodie, a shirt and a cap. And then the next prize we're going to give away is the Shimano Stratic spinning rod. This is the 8-foot extra heavy, valued at around about 3,000 Rand. And then on our third prize, we are going to be giving away a Loomis and Franklin 12-foot 2 to 4 ounce lovely rod for galjoen scratching and your surface scratching. If there's a youngster that wants to get into fishing, that's a very nice rod for them to start off with. Number is in the details, and the number, I'll put up the number right there on the bottom. There's my number. WhatsApp me if you want. 100 Rand a ticket. There's only 80 tickets available. Once all the tickets are sold, we'll do the raffle. Cheers guys.